Such a silly goose. Would it really be me working if I didn't make a mess? Well, I'm gonna have to cut this whole part out. Hey besties! Today we are going to be making these beaded keychains. I have an event coming up and I need to restock these. I also had someone suggest that I make this video, so I thought it would work out perfectly for me to do both of those at the same time. So let me go over the supplies. First of all, obviously we have a bunch of different beads that I have all my beads pre-picked out for this. So beads, and then I have a little resin heart, and then a safety pin, colored safety pin. I also have some chain. I have plastic chain and metal chain. I have little jingle bells. I have jump rings in different sizes and widths and colors. I have hemp twine, and then I have, of course, pliers and scissors, and I have these little star clasps that I'll be using, and then I also have some vinyl here that I have pre-cut with like logos on it. I don't know if you can see that, but I have that ready to go. I'll also be using some UV resin to dome these little hearts once I put the vinyl on there. I think I'm gonna do the BTS one first. So I'm going to lay this out like this, and then I'm going to put my beads down and take some jump rings. And I have found for these, if I do about 17 inches of the twine for the large part, that works very well. So I go and I fold the twine in half, and find the center, and then I take a jump ring and I feed the twine through the center of the jump ring, feed the end of the twine through this little loop, and then I pull. And I like to tie a little knot on these just because I have had times where I don't know how it works, but this like falls down and gets loose, and it just holds better with the now I got the wrong beads. I think every video I try to be prepared, and then like I never am. It's never a dull day with me. Okay, take 2. I promise you I went through these. I'm just a mess today. And then this was supposed to be a white one. That's why there was no black beads. This was not supposed to be black and purple. Oh well, that is okay. Too late now. So now that we got that figured out, we can continue on with the video. This video was suggested to me by a friend of mine. She said, you know, you should make a video of you making beaded keychains. And I was like, oh, that's a really good idea. And then I got accepted into an event, and I realized I needed more beaded keychains of certain colors and groups. So I thought, oh, this is actually perfect. I can go and do her video request and also make what I need to make. That worked out perfectly. I will be filming a video of the event. I don't know if I want to do like a 2-part video. I think I do, just because the event's 3 weeks from now. And I want to have like all the stuff I'm doing in one video, because I think it's going to be way too long of a video if I show all the things I'm making and then all the things that, like the trip itself. I think that's going to be like a 45-minute video, I would think. Because last time I only had a week to get things ready, and it still ended up being like a 20-minute video with like just a week's worth of work. So if I do 3 weeks of work and then a whole trip, I feel like that would be way too much. Oh my goodness. This is the worst part of working with hemp. I don't like to use elastic because the plastic can get rigid and end up snapping over time. I don't like to use a metal wire because I don't really know how to like secure it. I didn't really sit down and think about it. So I guess I could, but I wanted to be able to tie it because I thought it looks cute tied. I try to make my products very sturdy so that you can be a little rough with them and it be okay. And sometimes you can't always do that. Like sometimes I made the stay keychain I made with the wand. That one unfortunately is going to have to be, you're going to have to be gentle with it just because of how it's made. But I really do try with all my products to make them secure. I like to make these all the same because I do list them online. These are available on my Etsy. But the BTS ones I don't list just because Hive will take them down in a heartbeat. So I just don't risk it. I do these as an in-person like exclusive. But yeah, it's been pretty hectic already planning for this event. I have, like I said, about 3 weeks to get ready for it, which is much better than last time. Last time I only had a week and I was stressed. But for this one, it seems like it's going to be a bigger event than the last one I went to. So I have to make more products. So hopefully I'll be able to get a lot done. I mean, I have enough, like if I wanted to do an event like today, I'd be okay. But at the same time, if it's a bigger event and I can sell more, I want to be able to sell more. I need to make hair barrettes. I'm working on those, like hair accessory sets. I need to make more binders. I need to make more keychains. I'm making keychains exclusively for this event, so I need to get those ready. I need to make these beaded keychains. And then, of course, I got to go out and, like, buy things for the event. I need to get things like a tablecloth and a bunch of different things. The event's going to be up in Maryland. I'm really excited. I have not been to Maryland in a really long time, like at least 10 years long time. So I am very excited. And I've never been to the area that it's being held. I've really only been to Baltimore in Maryland. So I'm really excited to see a new area. I think it's going to be fun. So now we're going to do, I guess, the stay ones. This event that I'm attending is for San's birthday. San from Ateez. So I'm trying to have a lot of Ateez stuff. But I'm also trying to have a little bit of everything. Yesterday, I've been filming these past couple days to get enough content for one of the videos that I'm making. And I filmed for so long that my phone ran out of power and I didn't even realize it. I was just sitting there doing my thing, working, talking to myself, and then it turns out my phone had died. I thankfully got, I think, enough footage, but I still find it pretty funny that I didn't even realize it. So in the zone. That's one of the hardest things I think about making these videos, for me personally, is I can't do two things at once very well, if you couldn't tell. So I struggle sometimes to think of things to say. So one of my friends and I, something we've done together in the past a couple times is do like a craft day kind of thing. So we'll go and we'll get all the supplies we want and we We one time made a wreath, and then one time we did paintings. And it was kind of funny because when I craft, I get into the zone. And she was sitting there trying to talk to me. And I was like, just not really paying attention. And I felt so bad, but I really do struggle to do two things at once. It's so funny that at the beginning of this video, I messed up with the beads. Because last time I made these, it was for an event. And I messed up so badly when I was making them. For some reason, when I knew that I had a deadline, last time I decided to use a different UV resin than normal. And that didn't go well at all. It was not curing. It was overspilling. It was just the worst time I have had working with UV resin. And it was not fun. So it's just rather funny that I messed up last time and I messed up this time. So what I do with the little hearts is I cut a super small logo with my Cricut in vinyl. And then I will transfer over a logo onto the little heart and then dome it with UV resin. If you guys want to see a video of like a more in-depth version of how I make the hearts, let me know. I'm always open to video suggestions. Okay, so I have about 6 of these ATZ ones I need to make, but I also have all of these. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed up this video a little bit so you don't have to watch me doing the same thing over and over and over, however many more times that is. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I got a lot of the beading done and I'm going to work on the resin hearts now. So let me show you these. This is, I just cut this. It's some white removable vinyl. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this contact paper and then I'm going to place it onto the vinyl and use it to pick up the design, and when I peel it up it'll stick to that, and then I'm going to put that design onto the heart. Oops. So I'm just going to do that for all of these, and then I will go and dome them with UV resin, and then they will be all ready to put onto the keychain so I can assemble them. I went ahead and put all the little vinyl decals onto the hearts. I hadn't finished beading the BTS keychains yet, but honestly it is just so much easier for me to dome everything at once rather than doing it in little sessions. So once I was finished putting on the decals, I got out my UV resin. My favorite brand is J. Diction. And I just put a little bit of resin on each heart and then spread it around with a toothpick. And then I used another toothpick to kind of hold the heart where it was. And then just slowly worked the resin around. Once I got the resin completely covered, I let it sit for just a moment. And then I took a lighter and I popped all the bubbles with the lighter. And then I went ahead and put it under a special UV lamp. You can technically let these sit out in the sunlight and it'll cure by the UV rays of the sun. But that takes a little too long and I need these done pretty quickly. So once they were done curing, I was ready to move on to the next step. Okay, so it's now the next day. I had to take a break yesterday because it was just, everything was going wrong. So I had to step away for a little bit. But now it's time to assemble these, at least the ones that I made. Need that. I need these. And I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to trim the string on these. I like to have a little bit of the string showing. I think it's cuter that way. And I don't really measure too well. I kind of just eyeball it with cutting these. I also couldn't finish filming these yesterday because I didn't have the right supplies. I know. Shocking, me being unprepared. In the past when I've made these, I've used these little plastic beads, and I had a ton of them, which is why I used them. But now I don't know where I got them. I don't know what they're called. I need them and I can't find them. I went and bought these seed beads last night to kind of replace what I was using. Hopefully they look good. So I like to have the safety pin hooked right there. So I put everything on upside down. That looks okay. The other ones I was using was a bit more decorative, but I think these will look okay. I didn't want just the butterfly on it. I thought that kind of looked a little boring. And I wanted it to kind of I wanted it to sit in the middle too, you know. If I didn't have those beads, they'd be kind of just sitting there, flying around. I guess that's what a butterfly does, but not exactly what I want for this project. Let's just do them all at once. Yeah, yesterday it just felt like everything was going wrong, so I really just needed to step away from things and kind of clear my mind a bit. So I ended up going to the store to get some more supplies for some things. I got these beads and I needed hair ties for the Stray Kids hair accessory sets. Ooh. So I went and got those. Okay, those are all done. So I think I need to cut some more chain. I think that's enough for now. We get these. And I use like a couple different types of jump rings for these. I'm just going to pour them all out. And then I use this plastic chain. I bought a ton of this plastic chain because the person I was buying it from, they weren't able to restock it quickly. And I had pretty much run out. Like, I did not have any. And I had an event like a week away. And I needed it like right then and there. And they were like, I'm sorry, I'm waiting for it to come in. Which, you know, I can't fault them for that. You know, if they ordered it in time and the mail is just slow, that's not their fault. But, yeah. I went and bought a ton of this, but it comes in like probably 2 foot long pieces, and I went and cut down all of it. So I pulled out the bag today and I was so worried I was going to have to cut it, but I didn't have to. It was already cut and I was so happy. But yeah, I bought a ton of this. I think I bought like at least 20 feet of this chain. Hopefully I have enough jump rings. I have to go to the store and get more anyway for a different project. But I'm hoping that I don't need to buy more of these ones. I probably will need to. I always end up I don't buy enough. Like, I think to myself, oh, that's going to be plenty. And then I don't sit there and do the math of how many I'll actually need. Because that would be the smart thing to do. And, I never buy enough of these jump rings. And the people at the store probably just tired of seeing me. Now, once I finish this, we're going to put the hearts on. And then these will be pretty much done. Now we need the hearts. So what I do is I take this skinny, bigger jump ring, feed it through, and I put on some chain, And I use 5 links for this. I find that it helps the heart lay better. I take my tiny jump ring, take my jingle bell and add that on. And then I put this on, make sure it's hanging correctly, and then I put it on. Ta-da! And then it's done. So, where's my jingle bells? Maybe I should make some black and orange Ateez keychains. I do this brownish color because that I was making their light sticks, the light stick keychains, and I had some extra resin and I just poured it, and then I thought, oh, that would be really cute for like their fandom kind of color keychain. And I'd seen other people do like the brownish goldish color with black, and I was like, oh, that'd be cute. But I've heard that orange and black like is kind of their colors too, so maybe I'll make some orange and black ones. I don't know where I'd put them on my display. I don't really have room for orange and black ones too. AT's new light stick is pretty cool looking too. I like it. But it makes me wonder if I should change these, because this was based off of their light stick. But I think people will still like it. Maybe I should make some black and white ones. I have so many ideas. It's not funny. I don't have enough time to do all these ideas that I think of. All right, and we are done with the keychains. Thank you so much for crafting with me today. I had the past 2 days. I've had a lot of fun with it. I do have some of these available on my Etsy. I don't have BTS and TXT. Those ones are in person only, but the other ones are available, and I have a variety of colors. If you want to check out my Etsy for handmade K-pop goods, link is on the screen now. I also have the link in the video description and the channel description. So make sure you go check it out, and I hope you have a great day. Bye!